Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's continue with the official Twitter account Comics Translations, and this time let's do a commenter request. In March 2023, Nier Reincarnation did a collaboration event with Automata and Replicant featuring new costumes for 2B and The World Ender. This comic is to celebrate that. The title is Nier, no need to translate that. The banner in the back says Start of the Nier collaboration, and 9S says Congratulations. Then under his breath in the handwritten text he says, although I didn't get a new costume. 2B says awesome as she claps, pachi pachi. By the way, if you've ever watched a Japanese online live event, you may have seen folks in the chat go 88888. That is to mimic the sound of applause. Hachi 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 and pachi 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 pachi. Second panel, 9S asks, I've always wondered, what does Nier mean? 2B says, I don't know, as Nier notices their conversation from a distance. Third panel, 9S notices Nier back and says, oh, hello, the World Ender. Nier replies, hey guys. Fourth panel, 9S exclaims, your name, the World Ender, is really cool. He has flowers around him which signify adoration or respect. Nier, depressed, thinks to himself, oh, they think that's my name. And there's a shadow hanging over his head, and there's a shadow on his face, signifying his inner dissatisfaction. Funny that the wolf on his shoulder also looks depressed, and interesting that he doesn't continue and say, my name is Nier. 2B says, isn't your name long enough that it's clumsy to use in battle? Which makes sense coming from her. The Yorha members' names are very short. And it makes even more sense in the Japanese, since the World Ender is Sekai o horoboshita otoko, which is a lot of syllables. This comic is pretty straightforward. Overall it's cute because it's breaking the fourth wall. We have the characters existing outside of their game worlds and interacting with each other, and furthermore, talking about the game they are in, very meta. Also with these comics, the characters' personalities are kind of exaggerated caricatures. 9S is energetic and boyish, 2B is emotionless and matter-of-fact, Nier is earnest and shy. It flattens their characters and makes them more humorous. One interesting aspect of this comic is how it heavily implies, and yet still doesn't confirm, that the protagonist's name in Nier, Nier Gestalt, Nier Replicant, is indeed named Nier, which is why another name he is known by is the protagonist. At the beginning of the game, we get to name the protagonist, and the default is Nier, but as far as I have seen in canon materials, he's never referred to directly as Nier. Furthermore, I've seen interviews with Yoko Taro saying that he means for Nier to be the name of the series rather than the name of this character, but that he has allowed the use of the Nier name in certain situations where it made sense. It's pretty much confirmed at this point, but it's like a running gag to not confirm it, which this comic feeds into. I find that subtle, clever, and humorous. And to end, I'll just mention that I created a new playlist collecting these comic translations. I'll link to that below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.